far as the anniversary goes and 50th anniversary, I'm sorry it turned out really the way it turned out. I thought we was over there to really do a good thing. And I felt like we was doing a good thing, but it just didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
Well, I hope we learned some lessons, but I don't know. We had the Iraq War since then, and God knows what we're going to do now. Uh, a lot of wars don't look too smart in the aftermath, but
Well, it makes you reflect on how that ended. And I have vivid memories of watching the helicopters take the people off the roof of the embassy in Saigon. And I say it's just, you know, those are the things you think, was it all worth it? And I can see the guys in the more recent conflicts, the way that they have ended, you know, very similar situations when we pulled out of Afghanistan. So I don't know. I don't know that we've learned anything, and maybe we never will. Maybe it's just this is a constant in the world. There's always going to be conflict.
And now it's 50 years since the Vietnam War ended. What most people don't know is we weren't there for 10 years. We were there for 30 years. And 50 years later, I see a lot of Vietnam vets who are gone now, depending upon when they went over, especially. But 50 years later, we still have veterans from the Vietnam War who are committing suicide, who never got over their experience. And I don't know how to look at it, actually. It just, for most of us who served at that time, it was yesterday.
I don't spend a lot of time going back. I always go to the next thing. So I don't reflect a lot. And I think that people who reflect a lot, it affects them more. If you keep moving, you don't look back, and you don't have to open those doors that could have bad effects. So I keep moving.
Doesn't matter if you were a war fighter and went to Vietnam or not. The war affected just about everybody in one way or another, and just give people a little bit of credit for understanding what was going on.
During the war, Vietnam War, apparently there were 30,000 American citizens who were called draft dodgers, who went to Canada. I don't know if that number is accurate. I think it was a lot more because I lived in Canada at that time. There seemed to be more. However, there were approximately 30,000 Canadians who volunteered to come down and fought with the U.S. Army, Navy, Marines, whatever. And in Windsor, Ontario, there actually is a Canadian-Vietnam Wall. I've not seen it myself. It's down by the river. Apparently it's underneath the Ambassador Bridge as you come across from Detroit into Windsor. After you clear customs, if you go down under the bridge by the river, there is a Vietnam Wall. I've never taken the time I should to go down and see it. I only know of one kid from my high school, Randy McLeod, who came down. He joined the Marines. At least that was the story that we heard. And that was the school of 1,500.
I remember reading about Vietnam when I was in the third grade with my weekly reader. We debated the Vietnam War in debate class in the 8th grade. We studied it in American government class when I was in high school, and I was up for the draft 2 times after I got out of high school. That's how long the war lasted.
Well, I respect everybody that went there. I think it's way overdue that they got the honor they deserve. And every Vietnam veteran that I see, I always shake their hand, I look them in the eye, and I tell them, welcome home.
To the question of what do I want people to learn from Vietnam era experiences, I think it's important that people understand that the Vietnam War affected all of us in the military deeply, not just certainly the combat veterans and the people in country had the most dramatic effects and the most thorough effects, but for the rest of us, it really affected the course of our lives. You know, in many ways that wouldn't immediately be obvious.
My experience is I survived, made friends with Vietnamese and military, but I guess what I want the Vietnamese want the same thing you and I do. They want a better place for their kids. They're the same as us.